This is why men feel the way they feel about well-traveled women.
There's no reward in being a traditional good woman anymore. If you are a traditional woman who's got no, pictures on Instagram, who isn't going out all day, every day, who isn't sleeping around and isn't getting lots of surgery and not putting on loads of makeup, and you're simple, just a traditional woman, there's no reward in that. You will never find a date. You'll never find a man that says, here, let me take you out. Here, let me do this. Whereas if you are the most promiscuous, provocative, dangerous woman, your DMs are endless and you are booked every single day of the week and you get to choose which country you want to fly out to. So humans are going to look at where's the most reward, and they're going to lean towards the most rewarding and profitable, unfortunately.
But is she right?
So she's wrong, because you gotta think, what's a reward for a traditional woman? Marriage to a man that she values, marriage to a man that has morals and characters and that will take up the role as provider and protector. If what she deems as reward for traditional woman is getting flown places, is DMs from men, attention from men, then already off the bat, she has a wrong perception of what is a reward for a traditional woman. And her sense of traditional, you gotta think, if you're traditional, your goal, your purpose, your target in life is getting married, creating a family. That's it. So at a young age, if you're traditional, well, you should be finding a husband in college, right? If you want someone to build with, you should find a husband in college. Now, if you want an already established husband or established man, well, that comes with its own sets of ideals too. But you should focus on that. You should focus on the type of man you want, and as soon as possible, that should be your focus. Career, having fun, other men. That should not even be on your radar if you're a traditional woman. But even these type of women inflate what is a traditional woman, because a traditional woman, her main focus is marriage and a family, and that's it.
Black men are unalighting black women at a very high rate.
And we're living in a time in society where black women are unalived every 4 to 5 hours.
A black woman is unalived every 4.8 hours in this country.
How many hours we got in a year? Don't worry, I got you. 365 times 24, 8,760. I Googled how many black women were victims of homicide. Plenty of results came up, but they all kind of circumvent around this number. 1,440. Notice that 1,440 didn't say that they were all male perpetrators. Remember that caveat. Then take the amount of hours in a year divided by 5, because that's how many hours they say separate how often we unalive them. That's the number you get. So for the claim to be true, we'd have to unalive this many more black women, and that's assuming that all 1,440 unalivings are male perpetrated. Then I like to add the carrot on top to piss them off. There's this many black women in the United States. What percentage of 21,680,000 is 1,440? They got more of a chance of being eaten by a shark than unalived by a black man.
You know how many cars I own? 2. I have a Tesla and I have an old Range Rover. I'm not a flossy dude. I have one. The only reason why I got 2 cars is Range Rover was the first car I bought when I made money.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of that youth of trying to
hunger.
Yeah, and wanting that thing. That one thing. I realized once I had that thing means nothing. And then I lease my other car. Those things mean nothing. These things that you think are valuable, money, watches, they mean nothing. Happy costs nothing. Success is what you work toward every day.
I really wish rich people will stop being delusional about that part, right? Happiness actually does cost money. Now, it's not everything, right? It's not the end all to be all, right? It's not the only thing that can bring happiness, but you should know that if you can't pay your bills, you definitely ain't happy. If you don't have a car to drive, if you can't pay for a car to drive and you can't even have money for the bus, I'm pretty sure you ain't pretty happy. If you can't, provide for your kids, I'm pretty sure you ain't really happy. And I could go on and on, if you can't pay your bills, I'm pretty sure I think I said that already, but you get the point where it's so funny where it's the ones that are six figure or millionaires or just wealthy, they can easily say money doesn't bring happiness because they have it. So it's funny that they're still not happy. It's ridiculous that anyone can have that notion. You should say that money is not the end all to be all, and it's not the only thing that can bring happiness, but it is what brings happiness, especially in this world. We're not we're not like hunters and gatherers, like savages in the wilderness. No, we live in a capitalistic world, a world that is run by money. Okay, so if you want to survive, you need money to survive, and if you're surviving, that hopefully can bring you happiness or a sense of happiness. But if you ain't surviving, you definitely ain't happy. So I always think people who say that, they're delusional and they definitely have money.
So I'm in my car. I'm about to go home. The date didn't happen. He texted me, and it was a joke.
It's a small minority of men who get pretty much all of the matching.
We both have the same type of man. Like, we like a nasty
We like a criminal.
I don't need a man.
We're gonna talk about cheating and how to get away with it.
He had no intention on showing up.
Okay, for all of my girlies who are considering their first phase, do it.
Do not date a woman for 3 months. Her.
So when you go hook up, you need to see it as sex and you're out. Sex and you're out.
And then ghost her for 4 days and dump her and then tell her it's just because you don't have romantic feelings for her.
I was always so curious, what it would be like to really get beaten by someone in a sexual way.
I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I spent 2 hours getting ready. I drove 25 minutes to get here.
Girl, you don't need no man.
I do not need a man. I can finance myself, I can myself, and I can feed myself.
Like, I'm a single mom and I work from home. I'm trying to find a person, and I said, I have a lot of hobbies, I have a lot of friends, but right now I'm going through a really difficult time.
I may end up 35 and single, so what?
Seeing my grandparents holding my cousin's kids and how happy they look, and I'm not gonna get to see that, witness that, experience that love.
I'm never good enough. I'm over the idea that women expire as they get older. Why do men get to age like fine wine, but women expire?
Because a man's value in the dating market is not as closely tied to his youth, fertility, and physical appearance. And the fine wine reference is about a man's ability to build wealth and status, which will increase his value in said dating market.
I'm just gonna get hotter as I get older. That's the plan for me. So, in 10 years, I'll be exponentially hotter than I am now. And I have no expiration date.
Because what's wrong with having a child?
Well, what's the issue with having a child is it lowers your ability to find a guy. It hurts you.
Why? No, it doesn't.
Because men don't want to take on another person's child. That's just the reality.
But what if you fall in love so much that you accept that child?
Okay, that's a chance.
And what's wrong with a child?
Well,
if you're a high value man, you can't take care of a child?
Because here's the thing. When you're a guy and you make money, you want to put and invest your money in your offspring, not in other people's offspring.
Yeah, but
that's just the natural way of the world. That's how things go. Men typically want to take care of their own children. Now,
what if she's a millionaire?
Okay, well, even better. If you're a millionaire, you're going to probably want a guy that's a millionaire too, right?
Exactly, but who said anything about a broke guy?
Yeah, but okay, good. So what do millionaires have? Options. So they can get a girl that's 21, that isn't a millionaire, that doesn't have children, that can give him a family, and he won't have to take on someone else's kids.
Most men will never give up on the relationship until they feel like what they do is never enough because of how his woman treats him and reacts to him. Tell me I'm wrong.
My baby mom, I have just until probably recently, still wanted to fight to be with her, fight to see my kids. But she deems me as selfish and self-pitying. When I want to see my kids, I'm not allowed to see my kids. I want to see her. She doesn't care if I see her or not. It's not important because she doesn't have feelings for me anymore, which is, I guess it's fine. But I want to see my kids. I'm not allowed to see my kids. I'm allowed to see it when she deems it's right to see them. I want to, because of COVID, because we live in far away, I don't get to build the bond with my kids. So they don't have a strong bond with me, but they're still young. I want to fix it. I want to build that bond. I want to spend that time with them. But she thinks that if I'm around them, they will get emotional. They will get distraught. But it's like, you have to fight past it. You have to spend those time with those kids, you know, although they might not be used to you or know you, but it takes time. And I feel like kids need their father. And because we live far away, it's the restrictions. So I want to make that effort to see them as much as possible. But every time I book a trip to see them, I'm not allowed to. I can't, for some whatever reasons. If you see my other posts, I said the same thing. It's just, but how is it selfish and self-pitying when I have to send money when she needs it, yet I'm not allowed to see my kids? How women don't understand the men's feeling. Seeing your family, seeing your kids, it's motivation and pushes you to move forward. Push you to work hard so you could send money to your kids, so you could provide for your kids. When you don't have the motivation to push forward because you don't get to see your kids. You don't get to see what is truly a motivation for you to persevere. It hurts, it's tiring, and they don't understand it. They don't understand it. I don't want to be a deadbeat dad. I want to be there for my kids. And yet, they don't care. They say the kids feel this way, then, you can't be around them. But, okay, but you need the money. But what about taking care of them? So I send money just to send money. It's tiring.